Gus Eifling here. Welcome. Today, we're going to discuss nematodes, soybean edition. I want to start with a disclaimer that I'm not a nematologist, but over my career, I've seen several things in the soybean world. So, I'm here today in Winona, Mississippi at my seed warehouse. I put together a plot for Mississippi State so they can test our new varieties. So, some of you may ask, what are nematodes? So nematodes are microscopic worms found in all soil types, but we really focus on the sandier soils for Mississippi. Some are very beneficial for soil health, while others are parasitic to your crop. So what are some of the different species that we see in Mississippi in the soybean crops that affect the soybeans? So soybean cyst nematodes, root knot nematodes, and reniform nematodes. What are some of the symptoms whenever we see, like, what makes us suspect that it may be nematodes? Well, one thing is you'll see some uneven, patchy areas in the field that you really can't explain what it is. You may see some yellowing of plants that you think are nutrient deficient. If it's root knot nematodes, you can pull up the plant and you'll see the root galls on the root. So it'd be knobs and knots and everything else on the root system that makes you think you need to check into that. If it's reniform nematodes, like we saw this past year in Coahoma County, you may see some J-hooking. I have a couple here that I pulled last year and brought with me today. So that's one. That's a J-hook. That's kind of what you see. Here's another that you'll see right there too. And you'll see some of that and just kind of makes you wonder what's going on. I will say the best thing you can do is pull nematode samples. So you go out there and you take your soil samples and you send them off to the lab and they do a count and comes back and tells you what you have and what species you have, which is a very important. Most of your universities have a threshold of some sort that you go by. For me, I use Mississippi State's thresholds to make a determination on what we need to do moving forward. So what are some of the ways that you can treat nematodes in soybeans? Well, first and foremost, crop rotation. That's key. That will help you in more levels than just nematodes. One of the things that we look at, though, is you make sure that the crop you're rotating with isn't a host crop per se, because host crops, they don't lower the numbers, they actually help build the numbers. So you want to make sure that you're rotating with a crop that will help you, be beneficial for you with the species of nematodes that you're dealing with. Another thing is seed treatments and nematicides. Both are very good options. They're one of those, you kind of put them out there and they do what they do. A lot of times what they do is they kind of keep the pressure off the roots, so it'll allow the plant to grow a bigger root system and should be able to overcome any kind of yield drag that comes with nematodes. One of the downfalls of that, though, that you have to pay attention to is certain nematicides may reduce the beneficial nematodes, which is not a good thing because, again, like we said earlier, beneficial nematodes help with soil health and nutrient cycling, which helps break down the nutrients in the soil to let your plant uptake and get maximum potential for yield. One of the things that Pioneer does is we focus on resistant soybean varieties. Currently, in the Group 4 commercial lineup, we have two. We have a 4.3 and we have a 4.6, and both are very good on root knots. In the pipeline coming forward, we have several. This year, we're testing two. We have a root knot reniform, and then we have one that's like multi-trait. It's 2 traits for cyst nematodes, and it has a root knot and a reniform gene as well. So we're really looking forward to seeing how those results come out and see if it'll benefit the farmers in Mississippi. So remember, wear plants, not plastic. And with that said, have a good day.
That concludes this Pioneer Agronomy video podcast. Visit our page on pioneer.com and follow us on Twitter and Facebook for more agronomy insights.